Morning, Peter. I'm going to just kind of try to summarize that video that I made for you day before yesterday. And seeing that buzzsaw post, that was cool. I'm very glad that you found that and are finding it helpful. It's definitely, so inside planes, it becomes really important for atomic spinning or 3D in general, because you have to get that thing to go through those spaces. You can do it on the outside too, but those are two different things, you know. So getting familiar with inside planes is critical. I don't know if in that video if I did this one, but keep the buzzsaw perfectly still and try to walk around it. Myself's like right in front of this. Walk around it, get them both on the inside, switch them, you know, all of this stuff. Get weird with it. You know, these. I know I do these ones here, these ones here. So just getting familiar with those planes, and obviously in both directions. I'm sure that you're already working on that. So one of the things with the 5-pointed pattern, it's so there's this way, and so I'm tracing it top, bam, left, bam. You know, I could also do it in the other direction, right, down, top, right, down. Doing those at the same time. You can do it so you split, so they're each hitting the bend point at the same time, right? So, bing, 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 bing. Fuck that up, like that. It switches directions both times, every 2 times. You know what I mean. It switches directions, and then you do it again, and you come back to where you started. So a weird thing happens if you're doing it like this, and you turn, you can keep it going. So with these bends, what's cool about the opposite numbered bends is you do it twice and you get both versions. And so what I mean is, so I'm going to jump to these 3 ideas. So to change direction, the minimum number is 3, right? So you have it, that's an odd number. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm in reverse. 1, 2, 3. Back to forward. So you can use these to change direction as well. Your 3-pointed bends. Forward, reverse. And you can also think of it as a 3-pointed bend to go. Bring them both to the center here. Forward, reverse, forward, reverse. So did you see on, just watch, I'll do one. This is going in reverse right now, and now it's going in forward. There's an in spin, as in the spin is on the inside version, and then there's an out spin. These are tricky words. There's no real defined term that's agreed on in the community that I'm aware of for these things, but in swing, out swing, in swing, out swing, in swing, out swing, something like that. When the bend pattern starts with, if I'm going forward and I'm bending right here, the first, this is going to be an in swing, out swing, in swing. Now I'm in reverse, out swing, in swing, out swing, in swing. So from forward, sorry, okay, I should just keep that. So from forward, and then from reverse. They have a different look. With proper aiming and everything, you can get them really, really sharp. But there's 2 versions. So that is why I like the opposite direction to do this star, right? Because it looks pretty much like you're going same time, same direction, but I'm doing it in opposites. And the reason I like that is because one of them's doing the out swoop while one of them's doing the in swoop. So there's a consistency to the pattern as it moves through. They both are, it's a line from one angle and a lobe from another angle. So here's the same thing from the side. That's this. And another thing you can do is you can also do all of these with caps. So that's another reason this one's cool. These are all cap patterns. And when you do it from the front, it actually has a kind of cool effect because that anti-spin thing, it's like speeds up, pause, speeds up. So, oops. There's like this lurching feel to it. But by making them into caps, you kind of buy yourself some time. It slows the pattern down. You could do also an in-spin thing. I mean, like a linear anti-spin pedal thing. So it's anti-spin pedal, and then bend up here. Anti-spin pedal, bend, anti-spin pedal. So it's just like the caps, but with these pedals. Rip, 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 rip. And that also adds time to the pattern. So it seems to slow the pattern down. So while there's more going on, it might actually feel easier. It's worth trying. So the linear anti-spin is just timing. When it's about to swoop outward, you just move your hand in a line. So it's the same as doing this. We just time it so that the pulley spins an extra half rotation as we draw that line. And just like the scoop thing, so it's out, in, out, in, out, in, out, just like the scoop. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So then I'm going to just completely derail, have fun practicing all that, experiment with it. It's not really so much something to drill. Well, it's a lot of stuff to drill, but it's more things I want you to be aware of. So as you're playing with these kind of bendy patterns, you can see if those are fun for you. You know, fit them in, see if they work. Sometimes we'll make mistakes adding beats to a pattern. Those mistakes might have accidentally been some of those moves. So now rather than kicking yourself, be like, oh, I know what that feels like now. I can do that now. I just have to kind of do it voluntarily, you know? So that was more intended as a flood of information just to make you aware of things. And now I'm going to change gears a little bit to pendulums and the 0 point at the end. These are super fun. Just turn 90 degrees when they float. This is like a weird meditative practice. It feels good. So now just bend one. This is atomic, vertical versus vertical. Bend this way. Now I'm going to bend the other way. What you talking about, Mr. Buster? What you talking about, boy? But once you're in an atomic orientation, like this, keep it penduluming. I'll keep this one penduluming, and I'm going to bring this one into a 2-beat. You could do the 2-beat off to the side, just keep it going. When the pendulum's on this side, away from my hand, then I scoop my hand over. When it, you know, so when my hand's on the, if my hand's on the right, my pulley head in the pendulum is on the left. If my hand's on the left, the pulley head's on the right. They're opposite each other. Bing, 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 bing. This is really, really fun. And then turn 90 degrees and get the other one going. And I'm doing both of these forward. So from a 45, that's like this. And then switching. This is the wavy weave, or it's just a 1.5 on each side. They're just 90 degrees from each other. Uh-oh. Well, I gotta get going to work anyway.